This is a 2005 Princess V42 and we're here today to show you all the features and benefits this boat has to offer, so stay tuned. I'm Jonathan Parker from Parker Adams Boat Sales, and we're here today at Portsoul Marina in Portchester near Portsmouth on the south coast of England, and we're here to show you this 2005 Princess V42. I'm at the front because I just got very excited with Nick because we've got a nice stainless steel anchor on the front now, and there's a stainless steel anchor chain as well that I can see. Really nice, really good delta anchor, really good holding these do. I really like them. But the V42 is a brilliant sea boat, but also the 2005 boat is coming up to sort of 18 years old now. And but you can really tell just by looking down on the gel and the quality of this boat. Maybe 18 years old, but it's such nice quality. It's really got a really nice sheen to it. We're sort of at the beginning of August now, and normally the boats are maybe starting to show with the polish just starting to fade a little bit here and there, but the actual hull on this is gleaming. I really like the windows on these Princesses, and I really like the stainless steel rad. They're nice and high. You can see how high this is from when you're walking around. It's really good. I love the screen on here and just the general shape. This still is it's one of those sort of ageless shapes of Princess that will always look good. It's how you imagine a boat to look like. And it's got nice grey covers as well. The covers are in a nice condition. All these screens are nice and clear on the covers, and the actual the glass across the side here is actually smoked slightly, so it just gives you that little bit of smoked glass. It's just nice, a little bit of privacy. The walk-on the Princess is actually quite nice. The V42 as opposed to the V40 has a slightly different layout. It's slightly longer, of course, hence the name. So it's 42 feet 2 inches. I think it's 12.86 meters, something like that, I guess. But what you get is this garage. So as you come on, you've got a nice step on. There's actually a passerelle. So there's an electric passerelle that comes out of here. The controls are just in the side there, which I'm going to go into anyway because I'm just going to lift up the garage and show you. Now the garage is a great place for a tender, but it's also a great place for storage. So the owner of this boat does store things down there, so there's a lot of stuff in there, but I'm just going to show you for size because it's very big. So let's just bring that up. We can actually lift it with the cover in place as well. We just unzip one side and it just comes up with a touch of a button. The button's just in here. And another bit of a storage area, which is obviously storing things, and the passerelle controls are here as well. So it's up, down, in, out, and there's even lights on it as well. But we'll just lift this up for now. But if you look inside, it goes right back there, so it's actually a really nice, probably about 3 meters I reckon of space in here. We have to measure it exactly to know what sort of length of tender you can get in here. Yeah, it does have a tender in here. Look, it's a roll-up one. Also got a barbecues, fishing rods, oars, other cushions, so infill cushions as well as cushions for up in the bow. So it does have bow cushions and infill cushions for the saloon seating. But we quite like the fact there's fender holders as well. So if you do have spare fenders that you don't use all the time, then you can store them in here and they're nicely out the way. So there's quite a lot of storage in here. Really nice space. Let me pop it back down and just show you how big the sunbathing area is on the back. As I'm sitting here, you can see all the cockpit's laid to real teak. It's not synthetic, so it's real teak as you would expect on a boat of this age. The bathing platform teak is okay, although the caulking is lifting slightly just on the main walkway and a couple of bits along there. But that can be redone. It's not shrunk too much. It's actually not too bad. So as some of you may know, I'm 6 foot tall, and you can see that easily I can be here, and I reckon you get 1, 2, 3, I reckon 4 people sat along here during the day. And there's nothing better when you're at anchor just to be sat looking out to sea. So a lot of people think garages, you know, people never use them, but you spend a lot of time on here because you just be sat here relaxing. Really good space. I do like this, and I like the garages. I'm a fan of garages in recent years. They're really useful for storage, tenders, everything like that. It saves you having to put a tender on the back, and it saves you cluttering up everywhere else. But you still get a social seating area. So not only can you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 or 6 people around here, you can have another 4 people down there as well. And again, very sociable area. There is a wet bar here, I'm guessing. So you've got a sink, and so it looks like a little chopping board or something on there. And it does hot and cold water, the sink. And then in here we have a outside fridge, which is already, boat's in use, the fridge is on, it's nice and cold. And we have storage in here for other bits and pieces. And then we've got this neat door. So I really like the way it's moulded in. It's a complete flush. That's quite smart, isn't it? I like that. And then obviously you can close it off like that. So then again, then you've got this safe area. Then, so if you've got children, you can keep them in this safe area, and then they can't get out. And if you've got other things, it can't roll out the back. And then in here, interestingly enough, is your battery switches and your fuel shut-off switches as well. So all neatly to hand. So as you exit, you can turn everything off and turn everything as you come on very easily. There's also small low-level lighting all throughout the cockpit area. This one's under your feet there, and the little blue LED lights all the way around. So at night it just lights up the floor, a nice blue tinge. There's large engine access through the garage. So you can lift up that floor if you want full engine access, right? But of course you're not going to do that day to day. So day to day, there's a small hatch on the side here, and there's a ladder, and you can pop yourself down and then back your way into the engine room. And once you're in here, you can squeeze down, and now you can actually have a look around the engines. These are 2 Volvo Penta D6 350 horsepower engines. We're on stern drives, and they're proving to be a good engine, the D6s. They perform well. This boat will probably push this boat as 2 350s to around sort of 28 to 30 knots with a clean bottom. So your cruising speeds will probably be mid to the lower sort of range of the 20s. As you get through the season, you'll probably be more sort of low 20s, but it's a good cruising speed. We'll confirm that though with the owner. The fuel tanks, it's got 2 tanks, one either side. So you've got one stainless tank here and another one this side. The total capacity is about 720 litres, something like that, so about 360 each. And there is obviously some storage here. He keeps a radiator down here to keep the engine room warm in the winter, and it's protected by this area so nothing can slide across. The fuel tanks also have a balance pipe, so as you fill one up, it can fill the other one, or you can separate them off if you want to as well. But also you've got your fuel filters neatly positioned here, and you can see there's actually 4 of them. So what this means is you would normally run off of one for one engine and then one for the other. But if you do have a problem with the fuel and the filter starts to get clogged up, then actually as you sort of lose power, or if you get water in here, and you can actually switch just by switching this lever to the other filter. So you don't actually have to empty it or change it. You can just switch it across, and that'll then introduce another clean filter straight away. So you can continue your passage until you get into a safe place and then get the filters changed. So very good. And normally you see this on boats that are designed to do longer distances. And of course, if you do a very long distance, the filters start to clog up anyways, regardless of how clean or dirty the fuel is, right? So it's a very good option that you can just switch to the next filter, and you don't have to dismantle the fuel system to do it. These also have sensors for water. So you can see it's got nice red diesel in here. If you do have them to have water in the fuel tank, this will fill up with water first and here, and then as the 2 contacts contact the water, it will sound an alarm. So you'll know before this even gets anywhere near full or even gets anywhere near the engines that there's water you need to be aware of. And then you can simply drain it out the bottom here. So there's drains on the bottom of each one. So it's quite a nice system. There is access down here as well to a lot of the other ancillaries. So you've got the battery chargers, you've got the main trip switches for the 240, you've got junctions for the wiring, and it's all down here. You can get around this side of the engine very easily, and then you can climb around the other side where the hot water tank is as well, and get around the other side as well. So all in all, it's not a bad engine space, but of course if you want the full access to the top of the engines, you've got to get in through the garage. But that's it really. Let's come out of here. I could talk about engines all day, but normally the videos are only 20 minutes long, so I need to get on. The walk around is quite nice either side. You can access from the outside, but they quite neatly put a step here, so when the cover is off you can just step up and around, so you don't have to go off the back to do it, because you can see there's a cleat in the way here and it can be a little bit sort of precarious otherwise, so it's really nice having that step option. But if you did want to get in off the back, you can just step on the side, and there's a nice grab handle on the side of the arch to get yourself up, and it's quite a nice run around. And there's loads of room on the bow of this Princess, so you can see the cushions fit all the way from here all the way up to the top. So again, they're very large cushions that you would get up here, and again, this is a nice place to be for a bit of sunbathing. And that's what I like about the bathing area on the back, because it's great being up here in the sun, but how long can you be out in the sun for before it just gets a bit too much? And it's nice to be able to go at the back, because you can have the roof up and all the side cushions off, and effectively you've got your bimini, so it keeps you in the shade. So you've got a shaded sunbathing area. Well, is that sunbathing then? You've got a shaded sort of a lying around area and bed, and then you've got an outside sunbathing area. This then moves up to the anchor, which we've already talked about. If you lift up here, is all stainless steel anchor chain. I'll confirm how long, but it looks about 50 metres to me to 60 metres. Very neat. There's also, which is really nice, there's two holders for fenders actually, and you can slide one in either side to keep them out of the way, and there's also a couple of brackets for rope, so you can just hang a rope from there as well, and that saves you having to get two extra fenders all the way around from the back. Very neat, very tidy. The anchor's controlled from the helm position. So we'll head back round. But as you come up onto here, as part of the navigation, you can see we've got a Garmin system fitted to this boat, and it has radar. So it's important to point out it's got radar, spotlight, and then obviously that's a TV aerial, and then your VHF aerials. And there's a nice big horn on the top as well. All right, let's pop on back round. So again, I'm just going to step down and then back onto here. And again, it's a nice side step on here. And I quite like the way they fitted this lower cleat as well, and that will help you sometimes just keep the back end in as well. It's just another tying on option. Sometimes this one, you can be just in the wrong place, that might help. And then we're going to have a look at the helm. What I like about it's a double seat, so it's a double helm. So if you've got passengers, it's just you and your partner, then you can travel together. And then you've got other forward-facing seats there as well, and of course anyone sat around here can join you when you're driving along. It's got a wrap on here, like a carbon wrap. Or was it real carbon? It might be real carbon, you know. I don't think that is a wrap. It looks like real carbon. Could be wrong. What do you reckon now? Is it a wrap? It's definitely black all the way through. Normally they're wrapped, but I'll need to confirm that. But either way, it's got a nice effect. It's a bit dusty actually. It's got a nice effect. You've got the Garmin GPS map for 4010 on here, and then obviously you've got your options of what you want on here: charts, radar, combinations. So let's see what we've got. So we've just got chart and radar on here, which we can have up at any point. And it's just a nice, neat system. Obviously your radio switches, and then we've got a bit of Raymarine equipment. So I'd imagine over the years the Raymarine, it probably had a Raymarine chart plotter. It probably had an old-fashioned Raymarine chart plotter from 2005, which has been upgraded with this GPS map probably in the last 10 years. And then they've upgraded the radar as well. But then they've left the older Raymarine units here, which will do your depth, your boat speed, and autopilot. So this is autopilot as well as radar. And then you've got your array of switches up the top. So your array of dials up the top for your engines. Very neat laid out, very clear in your vision. The D6s have electronic controls. So they have the EVC system with the electronic controls, and obviously you've got a control unit there for it. Also, there's a bow thruster and a stern thruster. So on a lot of stern drives sports boats you don't often get a stern thruster, but this one has one fitted. And being a 42-foot boat, there'll be situations where it will really become evident that it would be very useful. So we've got a C-fire system as well. So the fire extinguisher indicator up at the top here. I quite like these because it shows you if the fire extinguisher is charged. So if it discharges, so if it goes off, or it just loses its charge through age, then it'll go to the red. But this system does shut the engines down in the event of a discharge. So if it discharges, assuming it's a fire, it shuts the engines down. What you can do on the C-fire systems is, obviously, once you've established why it's discharged, if there's a fire, of course, it needs to be dealt with. If it's just got low in pressure, and it's right, but you've realised there's no fire at all. You've managed to find out, you've gone in the engine and there's nothing going on, everything's perfectly good, it's just discharged. Then you can actually toggle this switch across into the override position, and then that'll allow you to restart the engines. The visibility is really good. I can see right to the bow, I can see to the stern of the boat from here. The windows are nice and big. I can see down to the pontoon there, I can see across to the side there. So actually handling this boat, I'd probably quite happy just sat here. There won't be too many instances where I feel I'll need to stand up to be able to see better, because I do like a sit down position on a boat. If I stand up, in fact, the visibility gets a little bit worse because you've got these bars in the way. This roof line's quite low. When the covers are off, obviously it'll be okay, but actually the visibility is better sat down. You've got two windscreen wipers as well, so if you do get the rain, and that's what I like about this size of this screen, it's very big. So I do like this, it just gives you lots of visibility. There's a lot of other manufacturers out there where they make the screens very low, so they're sort of tailored around having the boat open all the time. But if you're a UK boat owner, you tend to want the protection of the extra covers in the colder days when it's a bit rainy, and having a large screen is really beneficial. And that's why a lot of manufacturers went over to completely the hardtop. So a lot of UK owners went to completely hardtop boats just because of that. But effectively, you almost recreate that by just leaving these covers on, and then you've just got the back. You can roll up and down if you want to as well. So it's nice. It's a nice feature. Sliding clear door, and it's slightly smoked as well. Hello. Is it a mirror? Is it mirrored your side? Yeah. Oh, is it? Just smoked my side. Then we come down, and just on the set here, we've got Webasto diesel heating. So we do have diesel heating on here. There's no air conditioning on this boat, but it does have diesel heating. It doesn't have a generator. We've got 240 power, of course, like we normally would. But then we step down onto these carpeted steps. Actually, they're quite nicely spaced out. You don't feel like you're coming down a ladder or anything like that. Into this nicely appointed saloon area. And the saloon's actually quite large, because it is, don't forget, the boat's 42 foot. So you've got a large settee area. We've got an array of cupboards up the top there. And then we've got door access to the front cabin and the day heads as well. But then we've got the galley as well. So if you want to pop down, so you've got all the down lights. There's actually a wooden inset here, which is the same as this, which makes it just feel luxurious. That's what Princess are good at sort of luxurious fit out. And I do like the high gloss, the wood finishes, even the moulded worktops, and even the insets are moulded as well. Everything just gives it a feel of quality. The fridge I like as well. I like Princess do this. They do this proper handle on the fridge. I like that. It's like a proper handle. Fridge freezer as well. Close that back up. And then we've just got under cupboard. So there's actually a bin built into here. Great storage goes right around the side there. There's a gas hob. It's a 3-burner gas hob. You can see. So there's all different sizes. So you've got a large one, and then a smaller, and then an even smaller one still. And then it's not the only cooking capability. So we've got this up and slide in door, and then it shows you the combi microwave. So it's oven and microwave and grill. So it does a bit of everything. Very useful. And then we've got more storage underneath. But then we sort of get away from the galley a little bit, because then you come round to your drinks area. So you've got the extra fridge as well, but then you've got a nice lit drinks cupboard. And again, I always like a lit drinks cabinet. Just again gives you a feel of a little bit of luxury. It's quite neat. And there's a small TV. It's just a freestanding television, so it's not fitted to the wall or anything. Obviously, you could have a bigger one here, you can actually fit it up here if you wanted to, but the current owner probably doesn't watch TV too much, and so he's just got a portable one. The control panel for all the switches and everything are up here. So we've got your 240, so we can see the 240s on now, and we control all the 240 systems from this side, and then we jump then to the 12 volt systems on this side, and we can see we're running at 13 volts, so we're charging at the moment, and we switch everything on and off just on these switches. So you'll get repeater switches. So these are all trip switches, so if anything should happen, they'll trip off. And then some of the equipment, like the nav equipment, of course you switch it on and off upstairs as well, but these are the main trips, so the main switches, so you have to have these on first, otherwise the switches won't work up above. And again, nicely hidden away. Should we go into this cabin? So we've got the rear cabin. There's nice wardrobe space, and there's a sink with a vanity mirror, which is quite nice. Hot and cold sink with vanity mirror. And then a bit of space underneath, and then you've got a nice little two-seater settee, and there's a big hanging wardrobe as well as shelving as well. I like it's very deep. You can see there's coats in there. Quite often the wardrobes are quite shallow and you kind of having to wedge things in there, but that's a full size wardrobe there, depth wise. And then we're then through to the twin beds. So because it is a sports boat, you have to scooch under, but once you're back here, it's actually quite nice, and they've got my own light above me. There's curtain as well, and of course you've got the window, and it's quite nice actually. I've had a long day today, so this is actually it's quite relaxing. In fact, I might get Nick to leave me here for half an hour. But no, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nicely laid out aft cabin, really good for visitors, or even even now and again you might want to switch to there yourself. I've often found on anchor, the island beds at the front are really nice, but on anchor you get a bit of the bloop, 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 bloop. And so it's quite nice actually to go in the aft cabin because you don't get that so much, and you have a quite a night's sleep. But let's go through though to the island. And there's quite a lot of, we've got loads of cushions, quite a lot of cushioning going on here. And there we go. We've gone to our island bed up the front. Again, all the linings, see, I haven't found any sagging linings or anything like that. All the wood around again, nicely trimmed, quite modern colours. I can't see that I'd want to change anything in here. All the woodwork is nice condition. And there's little vanity, again, little vanity mirror either side. There's another one on that side as well. It's a full-length mirror here actually that I'm looking at myself in. And there's another wardrobe. Again, few bits and pieces in there. There's drawers underneath the bed as well. This is two, so more storage there. And then this is a Jack and Jill arrangement with the heads. So if I was to shut that, then I can come in this way, and then you can come in that way. Again, nicely moulded sink. I like the way, I've seen sort of like the hidden toilets before, but I just like the way this is, sort of doubles as a proper seat. You almost wouldn't know it's a toilet because you can sit in here and do some ablutions if you wish. But it is a proper toilet. It's an electric toilet as well, and it's electric flush. So electric flush toilet, and it macerates as well as it goes out. It does go into either a holding tank or out to sea, as you would expect. I keep saying a lot. I'm going to stop saying If I say again, Nick, tell me off. There's the shower as well. It's a full-size shower. You can sit down. I'll close it off. I like the perspex screen. Perspex screen's really nice. And then I'll sit down here. You can stand up, full size. Again, I'm 6 foot, so I'm literally, I reckon 6'1". If I was in here having a shower, of course you could, you stoop, but the sit down's nice as well. It does have its own window. And it's proper separate shower head, and then there is some storage up on the wall for putting your bits and pieces. Right, and then we come back through, and you can see the stairs now. The carpet's really nice condition. Nice condition. You've got these over carpets as well. I really like that. This table can go up and down, and there's infills for the table for here, so you can make this into another bed as well, which I think they were the ones that were in the garage. Very good. And even things, you know, I do like this. They do double as chopping boards as well, just gives you more work surface. But I really like the Princess V42, really nice quality boat. Built to last, as you can tell, it's an 18-year-old boat now. There has some improvements been made by the current owners, and that's what you need to do with a boat like this. It deserves it because they're such good quality boats. So if you are interested in looking further into this 2005 Princess V42, come and see us at park-adams.co.uk. Please subscribe to our channel as well. We've done over 200 videos now, so all makes and models, so come and see them. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. So goodbye for now, and see you on the next video.